Alright, good morning everyone. My name is Marlena and we're going to do some little Pilates ideas for you to do at home. So the first thing you need to worry about at home is that you have a mat that supports you. If you're on a concrete surface, as you can see I am, then please make sure that you have something that can hold your body. So I've got two mats. These are easily available at most of our stores, and nowadays we have so many online platforms, right? So the other thing to watch is, do you have enough space around you? So as you can see, I left it in a mess for a reason, but these are the props I'm going to be using. So you keep what you're going to be using close by. If you're going to be using anything, and if you don't have anything to use and you then to just use your body, that's fine. Get everything else out the way. So the next thing to worry about is, or to think about, is before you start, that you remain hydrated. So that you have something with you, water, preferably not coffee. Alright, so this is, as I mentioned, it's an early morning class. So having a sip is always a good idea before you start. And I'm going to just chat to you for a moment. Things to think about when you start off early in the morning. Firstly, you've been lying in your bed mostly, unless you've been working at night. If you've been working at night, obviously this may not be applicable. But I think for every class that we ever do, we need to find ourselves on our mats, just sit down for a moment and have a look how you're actually feeling. So go internally and let's have a look. So while we're doing that, let's think about breathing. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth. So as you breathe in, place your hands on your rib cage. I'm going to breathe in and open. And if it's not happening for you, close your eyes and really open up your ribs with your fingers. So feel the fascia move. So the skin will move underneath your hands. So let's get that to move a little bit for you. So your diaphragm can wake up a little. So you can feel the diaphragm. You can maybe take your fingers down a little bit and up along the rib cage. Okay, right. And then the other part is to think about sitting tall. So drawing your sit bones together if you are sitting cross-legged. Let's roll the shoulders. So the scapula shoulder blades are the areas that we often draw up during the day. So this kind of stance happens. Feels like our neck is sunk in. The other famous position for most of us is to push our heads forward, or to look up like that. So it creates a lot of tension in the back here. So starting off in the morning, and it's really not going to be a long one, is to just keep your hands underneath your shoulders. So drawing your scapula together and opening it up. And by the way, if you're a swimmer or you use your upper body a lot, this will be a really good one. So watch that you're not opening up your throat. You're lengthening from the crown of your head to your tail as you gently move through this movement, softening your elbows. Making sure that you're in rhythm with how your body is feeling this morning. So don't start off hard and fast, start off slowly and mindfully. Alright, so drawing it into a straight line. So let's talk about the spine. So crown of the head to the tail, it's all one long line. So you're going to lengthen into the crown, lengthen into the tail, scoop the navel up. So really draw your navel right up towards your spine. So imagine that you can do that. A lot of this starts off with getting our neural pathways to connect. Let your shins be nice and heavy. If you're a cramper, maybe curling your toes, especially if it's early in the morning. And let's just move the fascia a little bit. So we're going to move backwards and slightly forward. So what you could do is soften your toes and bring them up again. Move down and soften and take it back. So let's work over with the elbows. So softening those elbows, rotating on the wrists. Another good one to warm the hands is to take the hands around to the sides. Not everybody's comfortable. Watch that you don't lock or sink down like I've just done. So relax your elbows. Lengthen into the crown. All the time you're drawing your navel up. Getting your hands to go all the way around. Breathing. So some people find that Pilates is very instruction driven. And maybe it is. But it is repetitive. So it's about learning how to work with your body. So let's think about this now. We're stable. We've got the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We're going to inhale. We're going to stretch to either side of the mat. So first get your palm facing the inside of your mat and your toes towards the floor. Then we're going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to lift it up. So I can see my foot's been cut off there. So maybe I should just move it a little bit further forward. So coming up. So here the trick is, and that's why I've got some props here, is to make sure that your hips are stable. So if you had a ball and it rolls off, it could be your hip position. So getting the ribs and the hips connected from the front and the hips stabilized. Then opening up the arm and holding it there. So we're reaching and stretching. So crown of head away, toes away, and bringing it back. So think about the breath. Inhale to prepare, lift up as you hold and exhale perhaps there, lengthening into the fingers and into the toes, and then bringing it back. So I was taught traditionally how to breathe in Pilates, obviously, and I've subsequently also adopted yoga, and I've learned that our bodies intuitively know when to breathe. So I'm going to ask you to connect to your breath as you reach and stretch. So I'm not going to do a whole class here. I'm just going to do some simple movements for us. Okay. All right, and then from here, begin to gently bring the knees together. Curl the toes, and we're going to come back in a squat. So you'll see a lot of the Instagram posts lately are all about squats. So allow yourself to just round your spine. So feel the roundedness. If there's any discomfort in your back or in your knees in this position, I would avoid doing it. So there are other ways to do it. So you can take your feet out a little bit, possibly, and bringing yourself into a position like this and holding your body up. So straight spine again. Watch that you're not opening up your chin. Okay, and then from here you can stand up. So I'm going to stand up, but I will come out of the frame for a moment. So we're going to gently first capsize. So hang in this position. So you fold it forward. Again, lower back issues. We've just woken up. We're going to sit on an imaginary chair. So to come into the center of the frame, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So imagine there is a chair here behind you and you're gently sitting, right? So you're pulling right back, dropping your head, and your chest, as you can see, is resting on your knees. If you feel like you've been doing something else beforehand, and you feel it's comfortable for you to fold it forward like this, then do that. So the traditional movements in Pilates is to roll up gently. So your feet are hip distance apart. So think about your fist, possibly the width of the wider part of your hand. Big toes down, outer edges of the heels, and we're going to slowly roll up. So I'm going to go out of the frame on purpose for a moment. So reaching and stretching, and in that position, we're going to stand up nice and tall. So opening up the arms.